Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Wednesday, June the 13th. I'm glad it's not Friday the 13th if you happen to be superstitious. We have Mar Doering with us, all Paws Medical and Behavioral Center. Mar and Connor.
Yes,
Connor the dog. Now, if some people are not familiar, Connor was a little dog that came to you how long ago, Ann?
Well, almost a year ago, and he came from a puppy mill.
Yeah.
So when he came, he had not been socialized. He did not know anything, but he has learned everything. So he, just for example, when we first got him, he did not know what it meant to really be brushed or groomed. And he would get pretty upset, and even with his cute face, he would think about, and 8 teeth or 5 teeth, he would think that he should nip at the brush. But it just took a little bit of time. And really, I just turned the brush to the back and kind of petted him with the brush, so he had a different idea that, wow, the brush could actually be fun, and gave him rewards and went very, very slow. Yesterday, he let me groom him. He just laid down on one side. I groomed one side. He turned over. I groomed the other side.
And now he's among all people down here. He is very calm.
Yes.
And the message I think you want to get across is you have to have patience and persistence with your animals. And keep in mind that the dogs or cats are much, much smarter than many of us give them credit for.
Right.
They are smart little critters who, if you will let them, will train you to do what they want.
Yes, and can be very manipulative. But the thing to do is also keep in mind that dogs live and cats live in the moment. So if you want to teach them something, you need to immediately reward them. It might be the reward of, oh, what a good dog, what a good cat, might be the reward of a little treat. But whatever you do, you want to do it in that moment. Don't wait one beat, because it'll be too late. Then you should do it next time. So if they sit, you want a reward. Once they've sat down for a few seconds, move on to the next thing. Or if they're doing something you do not want, do not reward it. I know this doesn't seem a reward to a person, but if you say, oh, you bad dog, stop that, or no, or don't, in a real loud voice, unless you really have your cool, because remember, all of your emotions spill to the dogs. So if you say something, and let's say they've gone to the bathroom, you came in, you didn't want them to go in that spot, and you said, no, bad dog, but they already did it a few minutes ago.
They don't know what you're talking about.
No, they're confused, and they're confused that, well, why are you mad? What is going on? That emotion spills to them. Then they're confused, and they think what they're doing at that moment is, I think he's going to eat your flowers, but what they're doing at that moment, maybe they're just sniffing on the floor.
Okay, so back up just a little bit. Let's say you've got a new dog, you got a new puppy, and you're trying to house train them.
Right.
And you've gone out and you came back and they they made a mess in the house. How do you teach the dog at that point that what they did was wrong?
You cannot teach it at that point.
You don't take and put their nose in it.
No, it will not work because, again, they only live in that moment that they did it.
So what do you do then?
At that point, I would ignore. Ignoring is my favorite training tip. Ignore. Try to keep your patience. If you have somebody else that can then take the dog out so that you can say, go potty, maybe they have to go a little bit more. Even if they're sniffing around, take them to their favorite spot. Say what good doggies are while you clean it up, because you want to clean it very, very well so it no longer smells like something. But do not waste your time or your energy getting upset at that moment. So if you can hold your temper, they do not understand. So if you, at that moment, say something after they have done it, they're confused. On the other hand, if you can work it out so that you maybe have a diary of, I know the dog goes at these points. I want to watch the dogs at those points. if you can, take them out before that point
And
so
then
you
when he
can
goes
help
potty,
them.
praise him.
Oh, praise them. Give them a treat. Have a little party,
Yeah.
a potty party, and put a word with it. I like to say go potty, and that's what I did for Connor. He didn't know what to do when he came.
Yeah.
So I say go potty. When he does, oh, Connor, you're so fantastic. Come over here, get a treat.
Then after a while, you don't have to worry about it. When the dog goes to the door, you know they have to go potty. Or you can
Yes.
simply ask, you got to go potty? And they'll go running to the door.
Right, because the word means something, and go out the same door if you can to the same spot when you're first teaching them. So they know that's their potty spot, and they know that's the door that you take them to.
Okay. What is the most important command? You mentioned that before we went on the air. What's the most important command to teach a dog?
I think the first one is come. And when I say come, it's always for a good thing. You always want your dog to know that the best place, and cats too, the best place to be is always with mom and dad. It's always going to get something with praise or just, gosh, here's a treat. Here's, I love you. I'm so proud of you. And make it something where you really talk upbeat so that they know when you call them to come, you're really going to reward them. Also, their name. Only use it for good. Do not say, Connor, you bad boy, because then he will worry when he hears his name. Do not say, come, and you bad boy. It has to be, come, Connor,
Okay.
because I love you, and it will be fantastic.
One other question, and it's just personal for me, and maybe other people have the same thing. I have my dog Barney, a lovable, sweet, wonderful dog. But once you start petting Barney, you cannot stop petting him. He will come and sit by you. If you put your hand on him and pet him, the minute you stop, you get the claw.
Yes.
More petting and more
Yes.
petting.
Yes.
And it becomes a vicious cycle to
Yes.
the point where you have to say, that's all, Barney.
Yes.
Well, how do you
Okay, so you work it out in the opposite way. What I like to do is I use the sit command before everything. So when I say sit, as they come towards me, if they want something, I think of sit as please may I have it. So if they come to me and they want attention, they sit. Or they look up at me, which I love because it just makes you so happy. But then you are saying, okay, I'll pet you. Or you say, okay, we can play fetch. Or whatever they want, you are rewarding it because they're asking, not demanding.
Not demanding,
Not
okay.
demanding. Do not reward, demand, or
All
you
right.
get more demand.
If people want more information, how can they contact you?
All Paws Medical and Behavioral Center, 573-896-4040 in Holt Summit.
896-4040, area code 573 in Holt Summit.
Yes.
Mar Doering, thank you. And Connor, thank you for coming by today. You look great and handsome.
Thank you for having us.